Please be seated and move into receptive and creative mode. We're going to have a short, beautiful sharing.
Shall I get everyone to that phone?
It's very, very much in honour of Caroline. This is a...
Yes!
Together, so much synchronicity, all the roses just appearing, roses in her hair, and I realise that we're reflecting each other, we two women, and we as old, well, not just as older women, but as mature women, and as mothers, we have been sharing for some time how much we want to encourage and support the younger people that are coming through and the children, and also look to future generations. And we've been seeing how to do that. And when I had my birthday, a very spontaneous thing happened on Parliament Hill, and Caroline was there very much to celebrate. And it was about the glorious place that we have all come from, the holy, the sacred, the CUNT. And each one of us slid out of that juicy, vibrating, gorgeous place, and yet we use that term cunt to degrade. And that has to change. And we're here to witness this, and thank you, everybody here. Actually, you can affirm, all of us together we can affirm, can we not? Caroline, can you lead us in affirming? Stand and lead us in this.
Woo! I find this tough to do on my own, actually. My upbringing is still the pure old Englishness that one doesn't say cunt, and one certainly doesn't say it out loud. But Raga is right. And we need to reclaim and celebrate. So please join me all in a rousing chorus.
We say it 3 times because 3 is a mystical, magical time, and we say it with juiciness and confidence and love and respect.
Yes, juiciness, confidence,
Hang on,
love and respect.
Manuela has a question.
Just before the juiciness and confidence, can you explain me why is the word cunt any better than vagina or
Because it's
pussy or
vagina.
other names people use?
Vagina is the medical term. Cunt is the traditional Old English term. And the reason,
It's a 4-letter word.
the reason we need to reclaim cunt,
Sorry.
the reason we need to reclaim cunt is it has become a swear word, an expletive.
That's right.
And vagina is never used as an expletive. So this is why we need to reclaim the word for what it is, rather than as a swear word.
Yeah.
As a sacred place from which
Yes.
birth happens.
Yes.
Birth.
The original meaning.
Yeah, the
Like
source
cun,
of
like
life.
Cunning was kind of meant sort of you call like if there was like
You
an
came
oasis
out
in
of
the
one,
desert
and that's
or
it, yeah?
a natural spring,
Cunning.
you call it a cunt. You know, that was the original thing. It was as a beautiful source of
Okay.
And
loving
not as an
energy,
ugly swear word.
abundance, life,
Yeah.
fertility.
Every one of us wants to go back up there. You know what I mean?
Listen, darlings, can I just tell you, we had Cornelius, the lovely Cornelius. He began this evening, not everyone might have listened to him, but he was celebrating the children and womanhood and womankind, and it's such a special event, really, that we've just had, of sharing. And we began with Cornelius affirming that to be human, to the indigenous people, that are still holding on to our traditions and trying to tell us, trying to teach us, they have very, very deep respect. They have deep respect for the process of bringing into life, and for the older women. The older women pass on that knowledge, and I think that's one of the things that Caroline and I have been deeply wanting to share and enable, that respect for older women and the knowledge that we have to pass on. So that's what we're trying to say when we say cunt. We're not saying it just to be provocative, though that's part of it. It's about actually reclaiming what it is to be human and to be beautiful and dignified and true to ourselves. And
and to be female as well, for us, for those of us who are female. But
anyway, 50 now is young.
Exactly.
Nowadays.
So,
very young.
Please join me, all of you, and we will have a repetition all together. CUNT, CUNT, CUNT.
Did everybody say it, or do you want another go? Again.
Say it again.
Again.
CUNT, CUNT.
We love you.
And listen, I have an invitation. Because we shared CUNT up on Parliament Hill, and because we've shared it here today on Caroline's birthday, listen, this is really important. There's a special date coming up in the dark moon. The dark moon is when traditionally energy and wisdom was passed, and it's the time when you go inside. It's the time when you're understanding that we have an inner realm, an inner world. You know, and this is what television and all that shit is trying to take away from us. We need to go sometimes inside and to be very deep with each other. So there's a time, and I actually looked at my diary, which is here, and I was saying to Bill, where's Bill?
Hello.
He's Bill, come here. I was saying to this lovely man, my dear friend Bill, that what we need is the dark moon on a Sunday in December. So I look in my diary, and guess what?
Sunday the 5th.
Is a dark moon. So there's a place on Parliament Hill, which is where we celebrated CUNT. There's a place, do people know about it? It's a big...
5th of December.
You'll hear.
December.
It's
December.
Listen, I must tell you this, so be receptive. Put yourself into receptive mode. There's a really big, tall stone. Do you know what it is? It's the white stone. It has a name. It's very old. Does anyone know what it is? Because this is part of our tradition. It's called... Do you know anyone here?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Do you know? Okay, it's the stone Well, I called it the stone of truth, but it's also called the stone of free speech. And it goes back to very early 1800s, and it stands there sad and lonely. People are not using it. The way we use it traditionally is to place our hands on that stone that's just at the side of Parliament Hill. You place and Parliament, of course, meaning gathering and meeting and making decisions and coming to our inner senses. You place your hand on the stone, and then no one can gainsay you. No one can say you cannot speak. This is when you let your truth out. And we claim that stone here. You are the witnesses and you are the participants of this claiming of the stone, reclaiming the stone, to say that this is a place where we go to talk about deep stuff like cunts. This is the place. This is the place where we go to talk about all the taboos that we want to melt, and that we want to take and say, we don't need you, because we are being loaded all the time with crazy ways of thinking that we do not need. So that stone of free speech, that stone of truth, and that stone of inner wisdom.
How long has it been there, that stone?
It's since the early 1800s. So, Bill, will you come before us women and in the middle of us, and
long before you were born,
and just say what you think as a man about what these women are saying to you, and how we're holding your shoulders right now, and encouraging you to speak on behalf. Go ahead.
Well, earlier we were talking about politics and free speech and stuff, and I mentioned Speaker's Corner down in Hyde Park, which of course has a long tradition where you're allowed to go and speak. And then Raga said, do you know of the stone? I said, no, I don't. And that's what this conversation developed into. So I think that's a very nice idea on a Sunday about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're thinking either 1 or 2 speakers, maybe more, but one's the minimum, isn't it?
Well, we're going to let it happen intuitively.
Yeah.
Phil, if that's okay.
So it might just be 1 speaker, or it might be more. And it might be,
the wisdom of intuition.
and it might just be a few people, just a small thing, or it might turn into a bit of a bigger thing, depending on.
And it's particularly about supporting the women's wisdom, the older women's wisdom, the cunt wisdom to come through.
And just remember, next time someone cuts you up in the traffic, please don't call them a cunt.
Absolutely.
Yes,